welcome to today's JSR open meeting. It's October 30th, and yeah, seems that not many people have any topics today, so that will be interesting. One thing I do have to mention is that we are looking and discussing adding some more security oriented capabilities to JSR. We are not exactly yet sure how this will look like and what this will do, but we started discussions around this. So yeah, maybe we'll add some more, like an npm audit or Dino audit rather, that can handle JSR as well or so. But
Yeah,
it's go ahead.
yeah. Another thing is that we're probably so bytes imports might be might make stage 3 in November,
Mm-hmm.
and so hopefully we can stabilize that and get that working on JSR.
Very
So that'll
nice.
be really nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I know there's a bunch of other import types that people want to get to have on JSR. That's I
Yeah. The
think
problem is just stabilization.
yeah.
The one nice thing, well, I mean, like even another problem with bytes imports is how is that going to work if somebody imports from like in a Node.js, like from Node.js, because it doesn't have support for it yet. So
Oh yeah, that's gonna be interesting.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, it's it might just be a limitation for the time being, but
Yeah, until it's supported.
hmm.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be that difficult to add support for it in Node.js. So at least that's good.
Yeah. And my guess is that they will add it not that
Mhm.
delayed after.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. And yeah, I don't really have that many topics for today. Um, there were some issues with publishing flows for some specific packages. It didn't affect most, or rather, barely any besides these very few specific packages. Uh, and we looked into it and we couldn't find anything yet, but we're still investigating. Hopefully, we'll have an answer of what exactly is happening in the coming days. Maybe even on Saturday, but we'll see. Which is very annoying that stuff like that is happening, especially since Google is being relatively cryptic about it. One of the errors was couldn't create a pool for the database connections or whatever. Weird shenanigans happening. So hopefully we can get to the bottom of that to avoid any problems for anyone. But the normal usage for most people doesn't seem to be affected in any way, shape, or form. Yeah. What else? Let's see. We. Yeah, not sure really. David, do you have any topics, ideas you want to bring up? Or anyone else as
Well,
well?
there's just the bytes imports.
Damn. Not sure if there's any feature requests from people in the call or ideas that they want to discuss. Anything is welcome. Well then, let me quickly take a look at our issue tracker at how that's looking, and maybe we can find some topics from there. Didn't have much prepared for today's session. We do have a decent backlog of PRs. Need to get through all of them. That is purely on me. Is there any progress on the GitLab log? And the progress is someone needs to review it, and the one someone that can review it is Luca, and Luca is insanely busy. So yeah, I need to find some way to find someone else that can also review JSR PRs besides Luca. And that's not going to be necessarily be easy, which is annoying. But we need to have more people than a single person that can review stuff, besides me and Luca. So yeah, I'll ask inside Dino if anyone is open for reviews. Maybe this probably could be something that Marvin might have the chance to review. I think he is probably the second most qualified to for this type of stuff. So yeah, I'll make sure that it somehow gets reviewed. This also doesn't just apply for the GitLab login; it applies for a bunch of other PRs as well. And
Yeah.
it is.
Hi, do you hear me?
Sorry, what?
Do you hear me?
Yes.
You hear my voice? Okay, perfect. Actually, I had one issue. Like, I made this issue on GitHub regarding the dots in the org names. It's like the last pull request on there, I think.
Oh yeah, I see that. I've not seen that so far. I really need to set up notifications for the JSR repo to be better, so I can actually see when PRs get opened. What exactly is the issue? Maybe you wanna.
Yeah. So basically, like, how do I put it? I maintain like a few open source repos, and I also have like this at push.rock space on npm.
Mm-hmm.
Contains like, I don't know, like a lot of modules for all kinds of stuff, like from ACME to like a MongoDB ORM to like there's just lots of packages in there basically. And I have also like a few other org names that are all basically bound to domain names. So it's like always like the org name is always like, and also um, on my own Gitia instance, like the orgs are always named like the domain name basically. And I looked into publishing my stuff now on JSR since I'm getting like a little bit more into Deno and stuff. And I noticed that I'm not able to register the same org names basically on JSR due to the policy of not allowing dots in the org name. And so I wondered whether this would be possible to be changed, or if there's like any reservations against this. And someone already replied with a few stuff that he thinks somehow that would be okay, just like that we have to see whether there are like other uh, issues arising from this that need to be handled.
I see. David, do you have any points regarding like our command line tools? Will they have problems with dots, etc.?
I don't think so. Wait, so this is just like in the package name having a dot?
Yeah, or
Yes,
in a
exactly.
scope name.
Yeah, it was like specifically restrictive on purpose because the a problem is that npm just allows anything, and um, I'm not. I'm trying to remember the reasoning, or I think we only allow dashes, not
Yeah.
underscores.
Yeah, we only allow dashes as a special character. That's it.
Yeah, and the reason I know for that one is just to so you don't have to remember if a package has a dash or an underscore. You just always know it has a
Yeah.
dash. For a dot, seems like it would be okay. The only
Yeah, I don't
thing
think
is
we'll.
like kind of can be like extension like, but that's probably okay.
The person
But,
that
but
commented on the pull request, that was me. And what I've noticed is that on Windows, the dot causes some kind of variable injection. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but Font Awesome also struggles with that.
I think it should be fine because it works with npm packages.
It works, but I have to quote the package name to install it.
Oh, really? In like PowerShell or
Yeah,
command?
PowerShell.
Oh, that's annoying. um, yeah, that's kind of a deal breaker for allowing that, I feel like.
Hmm.
Because that creates an annoyance using certain packages.
then again, it would mean that like it's allowed on npm. I know like GitHub, for example, doesn't like dots in org names, but then GitLab and Gitea allow it no problem.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I think that the main reasoning is like why it would be nice, I think, is like anyone who has like a domain or like a registers like a domain basically for an open source project, you can basically just use his domain name also as org name, which makes it like really I don't know, like congruent, and then it's clear like what you use as org name.
Mhm.
You could also, I don't know if this is like something for the future, but you could also do some verification steps. For example, if you want to register like an org name with a dot or something, that you require like some sort of txt DNS entry to verify that the domain name is really under control of the person trying to push to the scope.
That would be cool, actually.
Yeah, the one issue with that though is like say the domain name changes ownership, and now there's a bunch of packages published under that, and like what happens then? I feel like
You could put like a notice on it, like a kind of warning or deprecation notice or something, if this ever arises.
yeah, I think that it also like I think it's just like kind of complex to add.
Hmm.
I'm not sure it's worth it.
Yeah, I feel like this
Yeah,
might
but
need some more discussion, especially with Luca, because I know he will have opinions on this, strong ones.
yeah, like if the dot causes issues in some shells, then I feel like we should try to avoid it. That's the main issue here, because then yeah, then people would have to quote that package name if they're using it on Windows.
Let me write down a note to discuss next week.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm just gonna send it in our DMs because I cannot be asked to put it anywhere else.
Yeah, like a problem with npm is they allowed anything to be uploaded. So it's kind of crazy. You can go to like npm and look at for a package. If you type in the JSON package, all lowercase, you'll get one package, and if you type it in uppercase, you'll get another package. And they allowed all, yeah, just like any character. And now they've kind of rolled that back. I think they still allow dots, but
Damn, I wanted to
yeah.
upload a bunch of packages with just an emoji name.
Oh yeah.
Now that's how you truly just cause pain to people.
Yeah, I think we allowed only A to Z uppercase or A to Z lowercase and
Numbers.
dashes. Numbers, yeah. And the number can't be at the beginning of the package name, I think.
Yeah, correct.
But
Yeah.
what's like the policy on later forwarding org names to another org? For example, I decide now, okay, like dot is not possible, and I want to publish my or make my pushbox modules available on JSR, and I register the scope like with a minus instead of a dot. And now, like tomorrow, I don't know, there's some change, and now suddenly dot is allowed. Like, will
Right.
there be like ever be something where I can switch over?
Doctor, hasn't there been some tickets made regarding people asking for forwarding packages to other scopes or scopes to new names? I think there was some stuff. So basically right now there's definitely no infrastructure for this. If we add it or not, that is unsure, because I can easily see this being abused. Like someone just claiming a bunch of different scope names all point to the same thing, which is like,
Yeah.
Okay, then another name has another like just a thought I'm having. Is there like are there any thoughts around like congruent behavior that, like, I don't know, a package name on npm should resolve to the same scope or package name on JSR, so that like people like switching between NVM and JSR have some kind of like expectation that a package is like the same on both platforms, or not at all?
No, it would be kind of hard to enforce that. There is some like certain we have like some reserved scopes to like for example like the ESLint scope was reserved initially just to make sure people don't use that and the owner of ESLint on npm gets it. So I think we took like the top, I forget how many, 500 packages or so, and then we reserved those scope names. But for the most part, there's no guarantee or syncing. Just back on this kind of the adding a dot. Like another reason we probably wouldn't do that is it like any changes we would make to the allowed characters would mean that old versions of Dino could not import those packages, just because it would error for having like invalid characters in the scope name. And
So Dino does this validation too?
yeah, I forget exactly
only
where I
publish. I didn't think that we also on import.
it might be on import.
Why?
I can't really remember. Yeah, maybe it does work. I don't know.
That's kind of weird if we enforce that on import.
At least the
Yeah.
JSR npm CLI tool does the import validation. That's what I
Okay.
added to the pull request comment as well.
Okay, then that means the Dino CLI does as well. Why the fuck?
Yeah, I think it's just like very strict.
Yeah,
in
that's
there.
a bit
I
extreme.
can use all my dotted npm packages with Dino, no problem.
Yeah, it's because the parsing will allow for it. I think it might be done on the parsing itself, the validation, instead of after the fact or when publishing. But maybe I'm misremembering. I'm probably misremembering.
We probably should take a look if that's actually the case, because no matter what, that seems a bit overly strict if we have a plan to do any form of changes being logged behind this.
I'm gonna try it out now. But anyway, keep talking about other stuff.
All right.
Yeah, it doesn't do the validation. It tries to load it, so that's fine.
Okay. So yeah, that's not a limitation then.
Yeah, I was wrong.
So yeah, regarding the dot, we just need to further discuss and see. The scope renaming I can see being abused, but I can also see good reasons why someone want to rename a scope and still keep the other one and forward everything to another one.
Yeah, because I think it would just be an HTTP redirect.
Yeah. I'm just thinking more in regards to like actually the infrastructure side of things. It might be a bit tricky, but I guess we need to modify the scopes table to include a variant that also just includes like a redirect for scopes instead of a standalone scope. And in the UI, that obviously would just always be a redirect automatically, like GitHub does. And I feel like since GitHub does this exact thing for renames, I feel like we should support it as well. So I'd be in favor. So maybe if you can create an issue about this, like redirecting old to new scopes, that will probably help.
Yeah, sure, I'll do.
Thank you. All right, any other topics? Lovely. I feel like we were discussing something else and I completely forgot about it, but maybe I'm just going insane. Yeah, so I do have to go through the open PRs, find people to review some of those that I created, and I'll review the ones that I did not create. And hopefully we can shrink down the amount of pull requests, because there's some ancient PRs. I mean, some of them can be closed because they were never finished, and makes more sense at this point to start from scratch again. And other stuff that's been abandoned since March 14th, 2024 by Luca. I feel like pursuing those PRs probably doesn't make much sense, but everything newer than those, yeah, I have to sit down and go through when I get a moment, and maybe I get a moment this Saturday on a trip. Then, yeah, issues. We got another non-GitHub login issue. Let me see. Feature request non-GitHub login. I would like to request ability to for existing users to unlink the JSR account from GitHub and use email password login instead. I don't know. Sticking with auth makes it our life much, much easier and less problematic.
I do understand where they're coming from, since GitHub is Microsoft, Microsoft is America, and yeah.
Oh yeah, but I mean, okay, what is GitLab? If we already go on that route.
That's the same thing. That's probably why they suggested email password.
Yeah, let's see. Probably GitLab is also American company. I don't see any direct information on their website. Let's see, about GitLab. Now I'm curious, just I want to find out even if it's irrelevant. What?
San Francisco.
Okay, well, what a shocker. Yeah, I understand that point of view, but also implementing email and password, it's a rabbit hole. I mean, not quite a rabbit hole, honestly. I mean, people have done this a billion times, but if we can avoid it, I think it's better for everyone like that. For now, I would say let's just get the GitLab landed and see from there instead of parallelizing different concepts for similar solutions. At proto/did/bluesky login. Does Bluesky have auth to? I think it's less about American company and more one company banning you causes you to lose access to a lot of stuff. Oh yeah, I guess that is one way to see it. But if you have accounts at various different things, then that will technically also avoid that. But yeah, but that feels like a very specific situation that if that happens, they can send us an email. In the end, we still have the email of the user linked in our database, so we can always validate if they still have access to that email address, obviously. Else it gets tricky. But there's only a limited amount of fallbacks we can provide for scenarios like those. Yeah, it seems that auth 2 might be possible with Bluesky, for example. Or at least similar. Not sure if it's auth 2 exactly, but it seems that there's something we can do. But again, let's first focus on GitLab and then see. Then what else? We are getting on time though, so if anyone has any last minute topics they want to discuss, please bring them up. I'm going to quickly take a look through the issues. I guess, David, you can discuss one topic that you created an issue for: architecture-specific assets.
Yeah, no progress on that. I just created the issue.
Yeah, but what's the use case? What?
Oh, that's we talked about it in the last meeting. Yep, and that's when I created the issue.
fair enough. Then.
So that's just like being able to say, oh, this is for like Windows, this is for
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, ARM64 or whatever.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I completely forgot about that discussion last time. Updating package readmes without having to publish a new version. Right now, the package readme is linked to the published version because, well, it just takes the readme out of your content, out of your package, and displays that.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we like npm doesn't allow this.
I also don't
And it's
see much of a case. Like, how often are you going to update your README without making any changes to your code?
yeah, I think probably the person haven't looked at the issue, but I assume the reason they want this is because it's happened to me. Like I publish a library version and then I look at the documentation after, and then I'm like, oh, I need to fix this, and then I need to go publish another version just to fix the documentation. So maybe it's having a better way of like viewing what the documentation looks like locally. But isn't that DinoDoc? But I'm not sure.
Not quite. I mean, we do want to have a preview of JSR locally at some point that actually displays everything and handles the way. But from the looks of their concern is, like for example, when adding some notes about rare edge cases or security concerns, adding some extra usage examples or tips, or when covering some details about a new feature that wasn't included accidentally. That's kind of the use case.
Yeah, I think just publish a new patch version.
Yeah. Passkeys instead of email and password. I mean, I have never actually looked at how passkeys actually work under the hood. I've just never bothered looking at implementation wise. But I feel like that's probably a good alternative compared to password and email. But I am not done any research on that, so I'm not gonna say yes, start working on it right now. But I'll take a look at what this would entail, and if yes, then I don't see why not. It seems like a reasonable solution. Number 378. Let's see. Yeah, I just need to take a look into what that might entail, but I feel like that's probably quite reasonable.
Add some resources to that GitHub tickets.
So what?
I can add some resources to that GitHub ticket. I've actually done presentations about passkeys and web authentication.
Well, that makes it a lot easier. So yeah, that would be very helpful. Passkeys are just fixed device shortcut other than auth, not a replacement. Let's see. Let's see if we can somehow figure it out without having to do any password and email. Ideally, as long as we can avoid it, I think that probably is quite something we'd be fine with. But yeah, we are slightly over time. So yes, thank you very much for attending, and I'll see you on the next meeting, which shall be on November 13th. And I'll make sure that the office hour time actually lines up with what it's supposed to be, unlike today, because time zones changes are terrible. So see you next time. Have a good one.